Now it's one spot where everybody can see everything. There's nothing hidden, and you're able to actually process the data and not get stuck in the nuance of trying to figure out where things are hidden and where that one plan is scrolled up in the back room. It's amazing.
From Tyler Technologies, this is the Tyler Tech Podcast, where we explore the trends, technologies, and people shaping the public sector. I'm your host, Josh Henderson. Thanks for joining us. In this episode, recorded live at Tyler Connect 2025 in San Antonio, we're highlighting how the city of Palm Springs, California, turned one of its most visible touchpoints with residents, permitting and licensing, into a more accessible, transparent, and efficient experience. Joining us to share how they did it and what they've learned along the way are Kirsten and Deborah Pierrel, business systems analysts for the city of Palm Springs, one of this year's Tyler Excellence Award winners. Kirsten and Deborah have so many great things to share, so let's dive right into the conversation. Congratulations on the award, and thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Josh.
Awesome. So to get us started, can you tell us a little bit about the challenges Palm Springs was facing when it came to permitting and licensing before this transformation happened?
Absolutely. We had 8 different departments spread throughout the city, taking paper applications and responding to constituents via email. It was hard to track, and it was even harder to stay on top of it and to process the applications. And with EPL, we've got one source to manage it all.
I can even piggyback off that and say, as a constituent, I was having problems with my contractors and solar people getting the permits through, and I had to intervene and actually interacted with Kirsten. And so I have seen the improvement from the side of the community as well.
That's fantastic. Now, when you decided to make this change, what were the goals for the project initially? What were you hoping to achieve for both internal teams and for the residents of Palm Springs?
Ending departmental silos, so being able to be on one platform where data isn't hidden or kind of safeguarded, but having still the access for our community to be able to see in real time where their projects are at, not having to call a phone number and hoping that we call them back.
Yeah, I think she pretty much said it in a nutshell, and it's given accessible, transparent data internally and externally, so that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And now ultimately, you chose enterprise permitting and licensing for this foundation for the transformation. What made this the right solution for Palm Springs?
It felt like an easy choice, knowing that other cities in the valley were going to it as well. So we would have camaraderie throughout the valley with all of the different municipalities, but also seeing that we already had EERP, knowing that they would integrate seamlessly and not have to be yet another integration and another outside source with another support team. It was nice to be able to have one place for everything and know that we would have the camaraderie with the other municipalities.
That's great. Yeah, breaking up those silos often here is a huge part of it all. And you mentioned it, but one of the most impressive aspects to me about this story is how you integrated, these 8 different departments into one seamless workflow. That seems like a huge deal. In what ways did that improve internal collaboration and efficiency?
Absolutely. We had an office where hundreds of customers, constituents, contractors alike would come in with their paper plans, and they had to start at one division, and then they put their name on a list to go to the next division, and then they put their name on the list to go to the last division. And that's only 3 out of the 8. So that didn't include code and fire and special programs and things like that also need to be a part of the process. So you have all of that happening via email and phone calls, hopefully just to update the constituent. And now it's one spot where everybody can see everything. There's nothing hidden, and you're able to actually process the data and not get stuck in the nuance of trying to figure out where things are hidden and where that one plan is scrolled up in the back room. It's amazing.
Transparency of where things are and the pathway. So who has what is no longer a question.
Yes.
That's great. I'm sure it has solved a lot of headaches
Absolutely.
among
And saved
staff.
a lot of money.
And save a lot of money. Yep.
Yeah.
Also very,
And
very
from
important.
the IT side, I don't have 8 different applications that I'm managing anymore. So
Yeah.
from my side as well, not even having to see the constituents all of the time and being a part of that atmosphere. But for us not having, when somebody comes in for a new department, not having to create 8 different accounts on 8 different softwares and remembering, well, what permissions do I do here versus what permissions do I give here is huge.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. But of course, internally, that's great. All of those efficiencies are great. Ultimately, working in local government, the residents are the number one priority, right? So can you share how this new system has improved the overall resident experience in Pop Springs?
So we have a diverse, vibrant, and very vested community. They're vocal too for all the V words, if I can. And it's actually awesome to see that kind of interaction. The feedback, both through our website and other channels, has been amazing. It's not perfect, like implementing EPL, but the strides that we've made and the changes in, as you mentioned, 100% online applications versus input to what Kirsten just mentioned, and the time and effort has been paramount, and it's been very good feedback from the community. And it's really nice to see. I mean, that's what we're there to do, is serve the community, right?
Yeah, we still get people who come in and they want to ask questions, and we have that ability within the city. But the amazing thing is, they also have that online portal. So at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, when our inspectors are out in the field, they don't have to wait around till the next business day to see if their inspections are going to get scheduled, because it used to be a voicemail system. And we'd check them in the morning, we'd schedule everything, and then we'd check them again the next morning. So it's real time and it's efficient because they're not waiting on staff as much as they are able to see all of the data at once whenever they feel like it.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot too about how while residents, might come around to it, that initially changes might be hard for residents. Did you get any of that feedback right off the bat?
Of course.
So our community, like I said, is very diverse, and our demographic is it can be a little older than some other communities a little bit. And I think the fact that it became entirely online probably caused some people to think twice about it or to be a little fearful of it. But in the end, we worked through the bugs thanks to the amazing entire city's team, talking to the constituents and dealing with them as they came up. And I feel like the welcome way has surpassed any fear that at all from it.
Absolutely. I think an easy thing to look at is that we did reduce in foot traffic by about 48%, but that's not to say that people still don't come in. And we do allow for that, and we allow for the questions and for them to come in, and as much as it's easy for us to say no, just go apply online. We want to be welcoming and not force change on them and it has to be this way. We don't want to be that rigid, but allowing for both options. Right. And really allowing for the openness and easability and accessibility.
Yeah. And some people might not have tech access too. So there are ways to go about that and work around that, but you're servicing a lot of different types of people. So
and we do have self-service if they do physically come in, they can actually go online with assistance right there.
Okay.
And at our libraries too.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we have a few different kiosks set up throughout the city.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of the Tyler Tech Podcast. Big news, Tyler Connect 2026 is heading to Las Vegas.
Join us April 7th through April 10th at the Venetian Resort Las Vegas for an unforgettable week of learning, collaboration, and connection.
Connect unites public sector professionals to explore new Tyler solutions and to spark ideas that strengthen and empower communities.
And now's your chance to save $250 with early bird pricing.
Don't wait to lock in your spot at this year's premier public sector conference.
Visit tylertech.com/connect to register today or click the link in our show notes.
We'll see you at Tyler Connect 2026, where we empower, collaborate, and imagine what's possible for the public sector in Vegas.
Now let's get back to the Tyler Tech Podcast.
One thing we often hear too is that going paperless is a major achievement for government agencies. What has been the impact of eliminating paper applications and plans?
Storage, money, lack of good data
Absolutely.
in one
Yeah.
place. I could
Yes.
mention a lot.
Yeah, there are so many benefits to it. We truly had storage rooms filled with paper plans that couldn't be discarded or anything because they were on active permits, they were on active plan numbers, and we've been able to go and turn that into 3 new offices. But even just that, having the not being required to have job cards anymore. That was a paper that we were printing every single day. Every time our inspectors went out, they were signing a paper job card, and now it can just be emailed to the constituent if they want it, or they can just see the status of everything online.
That's wonderful. I wanted to kind of shift back to internal processes. Obviously, workforce shortages is a huge deal within the public sector. How has this system, how has this implementation, how has it helped kind of make staff more efficient and simplified in sort of like training, retention? Do you find it's created more ease in that regard?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think as we move forward and each day we get a little better at it and a broader understanding of it. I think as we build those subject matter experts in each department and document all of the training for us and the way we've set it up, that it just gets easier and easier overall. And then that saves time, money, and resources as we continue on. So it's definitely had a large impact throughout the municipality itself. Also the way the departments work together. So when you're crossing over from permit or a business license, which both use EPL, and you're in the finance department or you're in the building department, the information being accessible at your fingertips versus finding a human, hoping they're not off, looking for the paper is exponentially. And then I think I have to add to that we're growing. Our municipality has gone through exponential growth since COVID started, and it's while it's mellowed, we're still growing. And so it allows us to scale much easier.
Yeah, we had 8 departments all using different softwares. So getting everybody on one software with one point of reference, not only did that ease the rest of our onboarding, so every time we bring on the new employee, but even just research time. So it's huge for our staff as well. It saves time, it truly saves money in the process.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Now, for other cities or counties listening who may be dealing with fragmented processes or looking to improve resident interactions as well, what advice would you offer them based on the experience that you all have had in Palm Springs?
Well, a no-brainer in the beginning is if you don't have a system, do it. I would say that preparing the plan for how you do it and then working the plan and carrying it through, making changes if you need to as you go through, but pretty much making sure you have a plan for how to implement it. Followed up with the documentation and training. I think and training, when I say that, isn't just internal, it's the community.
Yeah.
It's how you put the word out. It's the website, it's the PR, the newspapers assisting, it's everything. So really that communication and that training from all aspects, I would say, is important, and then just do it.
Yeah, I believe paralysis by analysis is something I've heard so often right now, but it's true. A lot of times we overthink things to the point of never doing them. And we certainly didn't make all of the right decisions, and we certainly didn't do all of the training we should have, but we made a choice to do something, and that has projected us and given us the platform to continue to grow with our city and allowing our city to grow with us and letting them provide some feedback as well.
It's really, really great. Now, as you continue to use Tyler Solutions, what opportunities do you see to keep improving or expanding the impact within the city of Palm Springs?
Oh, I see a lot. I have
Good.
to say that coming this year to Connect was a really, so far, great experience. Even better than last year. And I think the reason is I'm seeing some focus from Tyler on immediate future needs, such as vendor access, such as AI in the right places, such as support for when we need it and how we need it. Those are all components that I've heard resonate through this session of Connect, and I'm looking forward to working with Tyler on that. So for me, I think it's the vendor helping both procurement and finance. It's the AI will help us a lot.
I agree. And the brand new Civic Access rolling out to our constituents, they're going to love it. One of the things is the contractors want the easeability of just being able to use it on their cell phone. And I think the new design is really going to provide a UI that is good for that.
Wonderful. Well, Kirsten and Deborah, thank you so much for sharing Palm Springs' story. Congratulations again on the Tyler Excellence Award, and thank you so much for joining me on the Tyler Tech Podcast.
It was our entire
pleasure.
team, and thank you.
As we heard today, transforming permitting and licensing is about creating a seamless, transparent experience that supports residents, strengthens internal collaboration, and helps the community grow with confidence. Kirsten and Deborah shared how Palm Springs unified 8 departments, eliminated paper workflows, and opened the door to real-time visibility for residents and staff alike. Their commitment to accessibility, efficiency, and service is a big part of why Palm Springs was honored with a 2025 Tyler Excellence Award. If you'd like to learn more about the solutions discussed in today's episode, check out the show notes for additional resources. And we'd love to hear your feedback. Fill out the listener survey linked in the notes or reach out anytime at podcast@tylertech.com. And be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the show so you never miss an episode. For Tyler Technologies, I'm Josh Henderson. Thanks for listening to the Tyler Tech Podcast.